Hello, friend, and welcome to Daily Treasure, a devotional podcast by Sharon Betters, produced by Mark Inc. Ministries. And I'm your narrator, Jane Ann Wilson. This week's guest writer has been our friend Ellen Dykes, and today's devotional is Desires and Disappointments, Deep Truths from Two Mentors. Today's treasure is, Therefore, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us also lay aside every weight and sin which clings so closely, and let us run with endurance the race that is set before us, looking to Jesus, the founder and perfecter of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is seated at the right hand of the throne of God. Consider him who endured from sinners such hostility against himself, so that you may not grow weary or fainthearted. Hebrews 12, 1-3. We need the endurance to finish a race well, and that includes our lifelong journey of faith, obedience, and love. I'm strengthened to know that Jesus is with me, and that he eagerly provides running mates along the way. Friends, mentors, and teachers are provided by God to encourage us to love well and to keep our gaze on Jesus when lonely or disappointed. I'd like to close out this week by sharing wisdom from two mentors who've taught me how to love wisely, honestly, and courageously when it's hard. Amy Carmichael has discipled me for years through her books. As a fellow single woman who faced various disappointments, I've felt a unique kinship with her. The poem below is one I've had on my heart often when life didn't flow the way I wanted. Rose from Briar. Thou hast not that, my child, but thou hast me. And am not I alone enough for thee? I know it all, know how thy heart was set upon this joy which is not given yet. And well I know how through the wistful days thou walkest all the dear familiar ways, as unregarded as a breath of air, but there in love and longing, always there. I know it all, but from thy briar shall blow a rose for others. If it were not so, I would have told thee. Come then, say to me, my Lord, my love, I am content with thee. By Amy Carmichael from Mountain Breezes, the collected poems of Amy Carmichael. Bill Smith mentored me while I studied biblical counseling at the Christian Counseling and Educational Foundation. His insights in the following quote have kept me on track with Christ's gospel path regarding relationships. Slowly, I have come to realize that my calling in every one of my relationships is to live with sinful people the rest of my life. Like me, each person in my life is weak or sinful in some way, but that doesn't mean I am supposed to manipulate or nag them. Instead, I am to bear patiently with the things that are difficult for me to accept or that annoy me, not to condone sin, but to realize frankly that people do sin and will need help. I am called to create healing relationships and to care for those who are damaged. William Smith, Loving Well Even If You Haven't Been. Jesus faced disappointment in his relationships and still does. We fail and sin against him whenever we turn towards the world or people to satisfy our hearts. His response? Let not your hearts be troubled. Believe in God, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many rooms. If it were not so, would I have told you that I go to prepare a place for you? And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and will take you to myself, that where I am, you may be also. John 14, 1-3.
Well, friends, we are wrapping up our week with Ellen Dykes, who has been our guest writer, and I know that her devotions have really helped turn my heart toward Jesus, and I've discovered some places where I need to take some time to process and think through and really consider me through relationships that have been broken in my own life. What are some of the treasures that he wants me to experience as I grow deeper in my understanding of him and that covenant family, where so many times we have bumps along the way in ways that we never expected. I also want to encourage you to listen to the conversation I had with Ellen on relationships. The topic, the same as this week, are they worth it? In this Help and Hope podcast, Ellen talks about how those relationships, those broken relationships, can be because of ourselves, that maybe our expectations of others have sabotaged those relationships, or when someone has disappointed us, what should we do? What questions should we be willing to ask ourselves to determine how to proceed? And how can God use disappointments and broken relationships for our good? And here's a big question. Is it ever time to walk away? So go to helpandhopenow.org. That's helpandhopenow.org. Click the Help and Hope link and look for my conversation with Ellen Dykes, Relationships, Are They Worth It? I'm Sharon Betters, and I look forward to being with you tomorrow when we are going to start a new series on Daily Treasure. It will be our Easter series, and I'm excited for us to dig into that series as we walk toward Easter with the women of the resurrection.